Hello, everybody. Lost track of time, tweeting my heart away. U.S. dollar yen is starting to diverge. Having properly diagnosed the euro pound heading to 77. We're almost there, made the pound the preferred long. I don't think the pound is done yet. I still think it's got at least 41 to 42 in it. Starting to get a little bit of a look of a ascending triangle here. Let's just go here. So if we break out over this high, 38.40 to 40.40 could give you 240 buy dips right back to this old support level. 41 was the original count. Looks pretty good. I still can't short the euro here. Maybe we're going to get a third drive here for the 1 millionth time. See what happens down here. Maybe we're headed to Ricardo's 107.50 level that he was talking about in his presentation here. So I was lost, but now I'm found. How you doing, everyone? Nice tweet, Zig. Hello, Dion, Alexandros, Alien, Ibby, Ron. Everyone doing okay? Abel, how are you? Ibby's got a screenshot. Hi, Sinatra. I see that you've changed your photo. You look just like Frank now. You have a Frank Sinatra hat on. See what Ibby's got for us. What is it? I don't see prices on it. I'm not sure what it is, Ibby. What's the pair? Hello, Artem. Pound Aussie. Okay. Looks like a bot. You like, you're short? Okay. Everyone thank Ibby for this look of the Pound Aussie. Thank you, Ibby. Hello. Akeem, welcome to LAR. So you think that may have been it? Maybe that was it yesterday? Hi, Kareem. Welcome back, Kareem. Everyone, welcome, Akeem. And here's Alexandros Ichimoku look. Oh, yeah, look at that. Rising wedge. Maybe you're right. Above all the clouds, though. Thank you, Alex. Nice look. Hi, Rick. Everyone thank Alex. That's a very interesting look there in the S&Ps. Hello, Ali. How are you, buddy? We're going to get the crude breakout today. Almost looks like 1, 2, 3 in the crude up here. Another high would be like a third drive, right? Almost has a little bit of a wedge look there. I see a few new handles. Hi, Timbo. How are you? FX Praise, welcome back. Hello, Midas, my brother. How are you? Gary looks like a new handle, forming a diamond. Okay. Wish I could see your look. Hello, Tosin. Everyone, welcome Gary. Welcome, Gary. How you doing, Cyric? Yeah, I can't be short the euro. You know, we're still at that 98.5 level. 98.5 level in the Dixie. I still think there's at least a pullback before we go to new highs in the Dixie. There's a nice look from Alexandros. We're back into the cloud here. Thank you, Alex. Nice look. Everyone thank Alex for his great looks. And Alex, anytime you want to do another interview in the opening hour or the second hour, you let me know. Okay, buddy? Okay. Hello, BW. You caught the pop? That one candle? Yeah. You know, 116 is the obvious place. Another nice look by Alex. I was kind of thinking it might do 61.8 back, would take it, what, to 118? I was thinking this was A, this is B, and this is A, B, and to finish the C, that we probably go to 50% or 61.8 back before we're done. What do you think? I don't think we're going to stop here. I think they'll clean out the stops. We might pull back, but I'd be surprised if we take out 1335 here. Just my gut instinct. Just a guess. Everyone thank Alex for his yen look as well. Thank you, buddy. Hi, Dion. How are you? Thank you, Alex. You know what I mean, Alex? Especially if the S&Ps are going to get above 2,000. Yeah. Tolson, scroll back to Alexandros. Okay. Artem's looking at retrace in Canada here. Is this Canada? Oh, by the way, everyone. By the way, just as an aside. Yeah, this is Canada. Maybe one more low. By the way, I love you guys. Thank you, Artem. Nice look in Canada. Back to resistance. Maybe another shot down. Crude doesn't want to give up the ghost. Nice look, Artem. I agree, Cyric. Everyone thank Artem for that look. Probably is going to come in around Ricardo's target down there. So who enjoyed Ricardo's interview yesterday? Give me a Y. Who watched Ricardo's interview on the recording? after the session yesterday. Anyone go back and watch Ricardo's interview? If you did, give me a Y. Some good stuff there, huh? How about Scott Carney's interview? Anyone go back to watch Scott Carney? And what did you guys think of Scott? I already know what everyone thinks about Ricardo. Hello, Grace. How are you? So I have a younger unknown guy coming in today. His name is Anmol Singh at Live Underlying Traders. Did you like it? I thought Cyric would like it since he's a harmonic guy. But you do some harmonics too, don't you? Alex, you watch harmonics too? You're more of a cloud guy. I mainly get harmonic posts from Cyric. Because he wears a tuxedo. Harmonic guys have to wear tuxedos like Cyric. Okay. Who are you taking to the prom this year, Cyric? I know. Who are you taking to prom? $35, $33. Hey, Carlos, my brother, how are you? Yeah. One more drive, Tosin, right? One more drive. If I could turn back time. Is Jax here? I want to make him cry. Who else do we have in here? We have any other new handles that we need to greet? Anyone here for the first time? Mervin looks like a new handle. Everyone welcome Mervin. Nice to meet you, Mervin. Welcome to LAR. As you can see, we collaborate in here using charts, screenshots, sharing our analysis live, therefore LAR, Live Analysis Room. Welcome, Mervin. Horace, welcome back. Jay's here. Akeem, I believe, is a new handle. That's what I'm hoping for. Everyone welcome Akeem. Maybe you've been here already, Akeem. Anyway, better to welcome people more than once than not to welcome them. Richard Perry in the house. He did a webinar before me. Jake's here, Roland, Fame. Owen. Owen may be a new handle. Welcome, Owen. So everyone welcome new handles every day. Community's continuing to build. Mystic is in the house. Don's in the house. Ron's in the house. Midas. Good to see Midas's handle here. Looks like that we're still in a fourth wave. Oh, Alexandros, I didn't see that. Hold on. Okay. I'd almost like to see this. Thank you, Alex. Everyone thank Alex for his oil look here. And here's Alien's most aggressive. Dixie. So we could go to 99.40 first, huh? Yeah, maybe. Nice look, Alien. Thank you, buddy. Everyone doing all right? Okay. So we have a couple more looks. Thank you, Alien. Okay, has another look on the Aussie. I think he's looks like we haven't completed here. Looking for 186. Thank you, Jay. Everyone thank Jay for his pound Aussie look. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Jay. Everyone doing okay? How is everyone? BW, how's it going? Don? Gold looks like a triangle here. Well, there's Jax. Hi, Jax. How are you, bro? How are you today? FX Praise. Jason, how's it going? Horace. Jake, how are you? SW. Everyone doing okay? So my light bulb isn't really going off today. Really all I saw was the Euro pound giving this sell signal. We're almost at targets. 77 was one of the targets here. We should get some kind of bounce from the 77 level right at the 200 on the 4-hour here. Waiting to short yen crosses. Okay. Alexandros looking gold, still looking for wave 5, right? Yeah, it's a triangle. That's what I thought. I would think we'd pop out first. But remember, Peter Goodburn's looking for 1163. So if we break down, maybe that's how we get there. Thank you, Alex. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for your great contributions already. It's so great that everyone else is, sharing their looks here. We used to have to depend on Ricardo and Alien, and now so many of you are coming in and strutting your stuff every day. Here's Ricardo Picasso, the guppy. So this could be ABC. We're at the top of the range. Yeah, it's who knows. A lot of these markets are in this either way zone. I don't know if you guys see it the same way, but there were things to do here, things to do here, but it's an either or scenario as exemplified by Ricardo having a green line going up or a pullback from here. So I'm thinking I'm just going to wait till after the NFP to do anything new now that it's already Wednesday and see if there's the possibility of fading the NFP on Friday. Also, Norm wants to be with us on Friday, so that normally means there's some kind of turning point coming up on his astronomical work. Thank you, Rick, for your guppy look. You guys kind of feel the same way as I do. I know your brokers don't want to hear about it, but a lot of these markets are in either way mode. So why not let it show its hand after the NFP? Or why try and accomplish a swing trade between now and Friday morning and put that kind of pressure on yourself? You can do it, but I'm not going to. I used to, but now I'm an old man. Yeah. Thank you, Rick. Oh, I don't know if we kill him. I still think that we promote trading, maybe higher quality, but we still promote trading in here. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, they're usually a 4. Yeah. So here's the euro pound. Pretty negative week, don't you think? That may have been it for a move. I think Rick was showing euro pound. They could pull back to 74. Right, Rick? Pull back to the breakdown here. Some support at 76. Okay. Ask and you shall receive. I was asking about it, and Rick saw it at the highs. Wow, right on the uptrend. I don't think it's going to hold it. Thank you, Rick. Everyone doing okay? I want to thank Rick for his showing the euro pound sitting right on trend line support here. Moving average support. Nice look, Rick. Everyone doing okay? Probably right, Doug. I still think the pound has 141 to 142 in it. Wants to take the stops out over this high, I think. Get over 40.42. I don't want to be short the pound. Not with EG looking vulnerable. We saw it Monday here. We saw it on this candle Monday here. Okay, Rick. So we're right at a previous low here, but I think there's more upside. I hope that helps Nadeem. And by the way, welcome to LAR Nadeem, SDK. Everyone welcome Nadeem. Just a clue, don't go into a chat room and take anyone's ideas blindly. We're all captains of our own ship. Maybe back to the breakdown if we get through it. Nice look, Rick. Thank you, Rick. Don't fade Rick on pound Kiwi. Become like one of his favorite trading pairs. Thank you, Rick. Everyone welcome Nadeem to our community. So if you're a real dollar bear, I know a lot of people are still looking for 135, but pretty nice divergence here on the daily. This is drive 2. We could get a rally and then a drive 3, but this looks like drive 2 and there should be more upside on it. Here's drive 1, confirm low on the daily. Here's drive 2, diverging over 30. And looks like a falling wedge to me. Let's just take it off this high right here. That's my daily look there, Nadeem. Okay, you can't learn experience, so be patient with yourself. It only happens with the passing of time. If you're going to trade, only trade micro lots for 6 months so that you don't pay a college tuition to learn, especially in Ivy League, Harvard, Princeton, Yale tuition. You don't want to pay that to Mr. Market. Oh, we finally got a chart from Midas. So he's looking for 39.80 first, 945. Actually, you can see that. On the 1 hour. Back here. Let's see it, Midas. It's okay, Jay. All right, so Midas specializes in supply-demand zones. So he's looking for 41 as well, but looking to buy it back in the demand zone here at 39.5. Great to have your charts back with us. Everyone thank Midas who also is the pioneer of LAR, was here from the beginning. Went into hiding for a year or so. Thank you, Midas. Hello, Matt. How are you? Don't fade, Midas. Well, I think Giuseppe Bazil is now looking for a retest of the lows. He was positive a week or so ago. You guys follow Fib Stalker? You're going to his Tokyo session. I think I read a tweet or a video that Giuseppe was now looking for a retest of the lows, 105, 104. I know there are some people that watch Giuseppe at Fib Stalker. Everyone doing okay? Hello, Chris. Welcome to LAR. How are you doing today, Carlos? I think Carlos sent me a look. Here's his look on the yen, Carlos. So Carlos is thinking up into the 117 range, Alexandros. What's your handle? Chilled? Welcome to LAR, Chilled. So here's Carlos's look. Looking for maybe a pullback to 13 and a half and then a move to 17. You can always ask a question. Everyone welcome Chilled to our community. And thank you, Carlos. Carlos is looking for 117, Alex. So a little pullback here, and then we go to your fib levels. What's Doug have? Doug's got the euro pound look here. Shows it breaking down. Shows a channel break. Headed towards 77, 76. Thank you, Doug. Nice look. Everyone thank Doug for his euro pound 4-hour look. Looks pretty bearish. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you, Forex Stop Hunter. Everyone thank Forex Stop Hunter for his hard work. You know Forex Stop Hunter. The broken clock that's right twice a day. That Pinkert guy. Come on, I'm insecure. If you love LAR, give me a Y. FX Street. You want to see Carlos's chart again? Here it is. See it, Ibby? This is it. So he's looking for 117. You got it? All right. You're very welcome. Okay, Rick, you know there's not a lot to do when Ricardo starts looking at 15-minute charts. He just can't help himself. I met Carlos at an FX Anonymous meeting about 3 years ago. And his testimony was, when I can't use my 4-hour charts and my dailies and I need to trade, I go to my 15-minute time frame. That was his testimony. And then we gave him the chip. Thank you, Microman. Everyone thank Microman Ricardo for this 15-minute look. Mr. Micro. Rick is far from a Microman, but I know anytime Rick starts showing 15-minute charts, there's really not anything that significant to do. So actually, it's very smart. People like your new handle. Okay, Tosin. You're so welcome, Abel. Micro Rick. Hi, Mauricio. I see you in here. I see Mauricio. His picture's up here. He's kind of crouched over. Why are you crouched over in your picture, Mauricio? Everyone see his picture up here in the room? FX Street videos here. So we have an interview in about 20 minutes or so. I'm just teasing him. Rick knows what I think of him. Who don't I respect in here? So Chilled, how do you hear about us? Good day, welcome to you. Mystic, what are you thinking? Everyone doing all right? Yeah, it's going to break out, buddy. Looks like a breakout coming. You've been on this one for a while. Looks like a breakout coming, man. So maybe with wave 5 up in gold, it supports the Aussie for another push, and the Aussie breaks out. If gold's in that wave 4 triangle, gold breaks out of a triangle, and Aussie, which has been outperforming Kiwi, breaks out of this triangle. Just a guess. Thank you, Rick. You've been on this one for a while. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Macro Man. Thank you, Rick. So I'm going to take a 5-minute break, everyone. You could continue to share your screenshots with everybody. And I'll be back in 5, and stick around for our interview today with Anmol Singh at Live Traders. So I'm going to take 5 minutes and I'll be right back. Thank you very much, everyone, for your excellent contributions. LAR lives on every day with people sharing their hard-earned work. It took everyone who's a decent trader tens of thousands of dollars, sacrificing time, emotional expense to get good. And for everyone to come in here and share it for free for the good of the community, I think is a fantastic thing. I don't want to start sounding like Trump, but we don't have to make LAR great again, because LAR is already great. We don't have to make it great again. How about this? Let's make LAR greater than it already is. Spread the word. Be back in 5. No walls? I'm backing into. Jay wants to sell at 111. Who thinks Jay has been an excellent addition to our community? Give me a why. Oh, I like this. So, how long have you been here now, Jay? A month or so? Yeah, there goes Euro again. Nice look, Jay. So if you agree with me that you think Jay has been a great addition to our community, give me a why. I think that also goes for Doug and Tosin and Mystic. Some new participants here. Thank you, Jay. Nice target. Glad to have you part of law. Good luck on this one, Rick. $12.40 SW. I don't know. I think I'll go with Alexander that we're going to make a new high first, but we'll see. Thank you, SW. Since September? Okay, that's only 5 months. You're the new guy. That makes you a new guy. I like this, Rick. Very creative. So this would mean the euro's going to pop, then down to 75. I like that. I like that idea. Thank you, Rick. Potential right shoulder if we get a pop in euro pound. Creative thinking by Ricardo. Thank you, Rick. You could wait for retraces then in that case. I see Rick sell breakdowns all the time, Dion. You watch Rick's charts. He sells breakdowns all the time. I've seen many examples. What do you got, buddy? This trend line. This trend line, 111, or this trend line? Here or here? Probably here. Which one, alien? Oh, that was the wrong link. Be careful, numbers, about taking a position right in front of the NFP. And right in front of the NFP, I don't know if you want to do it. Oh, I see. Okay. Then we get the bounce. That's right around, Rick was talking 107.5. This is 100 lower. 107. Thank you, alien. Got it. So just keep that in mind, numbers. It's a red event. And for 5 minutes, 10 minutes tomorrow, Friday morning, you could throw your charts away. Throw them away, at least for predicting the reaction. Better to react to the reaction than try and predict it, in my opinion, in my extremely accurate and humble opinion. You can call me Coach. You could call me Coach, numbers. Coach Dale. Coach Pinker. I'm a player coach. ABC. SW, it's stalling at your number on the gold. See if Rick gets his pop in Euro pound here. Nice little divergence down here, Ricardo. Good luck on that, SW. In here, SW, we root for each other. we're all hoping that everyone's ideas and trades are successful in here. We don't tolerate any people that are hoping that others fail so that they can rationalize their own inadequacies. That's not allowed here in LAR. So every time you guys take a shot in the market, know that everyone here in the room is hoping that it works out for you. And everyone here in the room has confidence that if it doesn't work out, that you're not going to get hurt. Okay, numbers. How about an amen on the decorum that we have in here? Oil is blowing off. The report out there. It's trying. So that's why people share, as Rick said yesterday at the end of their interview. No, that it's a safe environment for people to share their ideas. People don't ridicule people or hope they're wrong. And we have open minds. We can learn from everyone in here, no matter the skill level or how long someone's been doing it. That we respect the eye of everyone else that's in here. We can disagree, but we can do it respectfully. That's what makes a market. That's what keeps a community together. It's the haters and the jealous people that tear communities apart. And Mauricio and I put too much of our heart and soul into this to let that happen. It will not happen in here. As long as I have breath, I'm not going to allow it. Because as a community, we support each other. We're not competing. God, Alien, you've given me so many alternative scenarios. My head's exploding now. All right, I'm going to pick one that I think is going to work. All right, I like this one. I picked this one. You're making my head explode. See, so Alien's got so many different potential pathways in the euro and the dollar here that it's an I don't know. It's an I don't know. Eventually we'll know, but who knows right now? I don't. He doesn't. You don't. But pick one already. I think we've looked at 4 different scenarios in the euro already. I'm dizzy. I need drama. I need some Dramamine. I need Dramamine. What do you got, numbers? This is, yeah, yes, I don't know. Okay, this is numbers trade that he's going to take before the NFP. Thank you, numbers. We should be getting ready to do our interview here shortly. You like the other one? Very true. Which one do you like, Ali? Repost it. Yeah, you did post this. So it's hanging right at this breakdown on the Kiwi. So if this followed through, I think it would help the Aussie Kiwi trade if we failed here. Thank you, Ricky. See, there's an example of a market under support selling a trend line break. I don't like that it's given us a couple of days to do it, but we'll see. Everyone congratulate Mark. Is this the white swan? Bullish white swan again. So this harmonic pattern's been taking a long time to develop, hasn't it? Thought we had it here, thought we had it here. Thank you, Sirik. That's a white swan. Did Scott Carney label this one? Is this a Scott Carney harmonic? Have you noticed when they take longer to develop, they're less reliable? Thank you, Mark, and congratulations. I think that's Ricardo's target. Everyone congratulate Mark on a successful Canadian trade. Stand by for Anmol. Oh, okay, I didn't see that. That's Rick's number, 107.30. You're saying 6:30? Nice look. Thank you, Jay. Artem's got this 5-minute Canada chart. Thank you, Artem. Nice look. Stand by, Anmol. I'll be with you in a minute.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, Anmol. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Anmol. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? You can't hear me. Can you hear me, Anmol? Hello? Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? I don't know what's wrong. I heard him a minute ago. I could hear you cough. You sent him a message. Can you hear me, Anmol? Calling Anmol Singh. Turn on your volume. Turn on your volume. Anmol equals unique. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? All right, I really don't know what to do, guys. So I'm texting him. Linda, can you help me out here? Thank you. You muted me. Can you hear me? You can't hear me. All right. Well, until Anmol gets back. You hear me, buddy?
I can hear you.
All right. Well, I've been talking to you for 5-10 minutes. All right. Well, yeah, I'm texting you and everything. So all it took was my magic guitar to handle all the technical difficulties. So someone in the room said that your name means unique.
That's true. That sure does.
All right. So you're a young guy. I read your bio. You're a passionate guy. You don't sleep for a few days at a time because you're passionate. You don't want to miss a pip or a move in the market. So tell me about your unique experience, Anmol, when you first got into the industry. What was the catalyst that drew you into trading, FX trading? Did you have mentors? Who do you blame for not being able to sleep every night?
Well, I think I started, trading in my university. So we were just talking about trading, and I mean, there's really no story as to how I got in. It's just mainly because I wanted to make some money. So I would love to have a story, which is like, oh, I had a deep passion about trading, but it was mainly about, we know that the money is there. It's a trillion-dollar market, and then stock market's also like there's so much money to be made. So you know that there's money in it, and how can I get a little piece of that? that sort of motivated me. And even while I was in college, instead of going out to parties, I was in my dorm room trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work, and why am I taking my profits so quickly. That was the biggest issue I had for
I still have that. I still have that. And I've been at it for over 30 years. So interesting. When I started, a veteran pulled me aside and said, "Kid, this is a tough way to make an easy buck."
Yep.
And he was right, wasn't he? So tell us about how it was for you when you were in the dorm, when you should have been studying or working on a term paper, and you were looking at charts on FX. Who influenced you? And it sounds like you're a self-taught guy. And tell us about the process of before you really started having epiphanies. And you mentioned one issue that you had was, I call it first daylight syndrome. You have a little money made and you take it, and then the easy money comes 20 minutes after you get out. So how did you overcome that?
Well, it took a lot of time to finally get over that issue, and I think mainly how I overcame that was just setting some sort of accountability and some sort of consequence. So when we get a job, right, in any profession, you get a job, you have a boss, you have accountability, and you have consequences. So if you don't do what the boss says, you're going to be in trouble, you're going to have consequences, right? You can get fired, you can lose your job. Whereas with trading, since it's such an entrepreneurial venture, we are our own boss, so there is no boss. So what happens is it's hard to get accountability because there's no consequences, right? You can mess up.
Have you ever fired yourself?
Well, I haven't fired myself, but I've set different sort of accountability because if you don't set accountability, you can easily just close your computer, go back to bed, no one will ever find out what a stupid mistake you made. So what I used to do was...
Do you do that with a journal, with a trading journal, to kind of imprint on yourself the things that you're doing right, the things that you're doing wrong?
Oh yeah, I mean, I used to make videos, and nobody used to watch that when I was, just starting out. It was random videos on YouTube, just, posting my trade reviews, and I didn't care if anybody watched or not. I made the videos, showed my statements, everything, made those videos, and regardless of anyone watches it or not. And I said accountability. So there was this guy in college, I hated him. Okay, I said, hey, here's give me your account details, give me your PayPal details. Every time I make a mistake, I'm gonna send you $50. And I hated that guy, and I had to send him $50 so many times. And I said, you know what, I can't make this mistake anymore. So
that is great. Okay, you are unique. Yeah, I've never heard a story like that. In order to be accountable, you found someone you really disliked and didn't want to pay, so it drove you to become better, so you didn't have to pay the guy.
Exactly, and when I was dating this girl in college, I used to make sure I slept on the couch if I broke my trading plan.
Okay, all right. So, they say a picture speaks 1,000 words. You're with at live_traders.com. Is that the company?
Yeah, just livetraders.com or livetraders.net.
Okay, because your handle is at live_traders on Twitter.
Yeah, that's the company handle. My personal handle is at Delta90 in letters, Delta90.
Okay.
So that's my personal handle.
Okay, so do you know how to screen share in Hangout?
Let me see. I'll figure it out.
Go up to the upper left-hand corner. There's a green box there with an arrow.
Okay.
And
hold on.
you click that.
Okay.
Maybe we could take a look at your setup, and we have the NFP coming up here. A lot of major moves in the market. Interested in what you're seeing and what you're thinking.
Right. So hold on. I'm just gonna try and see if I can share the screen. So this time, I do a couple things. I swing trade 4-hour, 1-hour chart on stocks, and then at this time of the day, stock market opens up. 9:30 to 10:30. I also trade some day trade stocks. So from 9:30 to 11:30, I'm day trading stocks, and then after that, I'm just scanning for setups and see what currency pairs are setting up. But I'm just going to try and get my screen share up here so you guys can see
Yeah,
that.
so you hit that, then it'll show desktop and then start. Beautiful. Okay, so we're looking at CAD Swiss. Unusual.
Right. So yeah. So one trade that I just closed out a couple minutes ago was the Aussie New Zealand dollar, and let me show you here. So this was the breakout that I traded. You right here.
Yeah.
So you see this downtrend line come and failed here once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5
nice
times, 6
triangle.
times. Yeah, and then when it finally broke out, right here is where I took the long. I bought this currency pair, bought a couple lots, and then I sold it on this pop back into back into this
Previous high was your target.
Yep. So right here was the target. Stop loss was right under here, and so a little bit of stop loss. Sold it about 2.5 to 1 type of trade.
Okay, because it looks like by the width of the triangle that it would have more left in it.
Oh yeah, probably does. So what I'm looking to do with this one is that when it pulls back, so let's say it pulls back here, okay, then I'm going to try and buy that dip again and then aim for new highs.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to look to do at this point. It could definitely continue higher. I might not get any entry at all, but that's what I'm going to be looking to do.
Okay. Your view on the euro? A lot of people saying we're finally going to get a full-blown retest of the 104, 105 level. I'm looking at your Euro 4-hour. God, that looks like a reversal about to happen there.
Yeah, maybe, but like I actually had a pretty good short. You can already see my executions marked here. So I sold this currency pair right here, as you can see, and then I covered into this drop here. I got a little bit early, I guess, but that was a 3-bar, nice drop for me to cover into.
Can you go back to the first chart that you showed me, because it looked like there was some type of harmonic pattern.
The Aussie New Zealand?
Huh?
Or the Aussie New Zealand or the Euro?
Yeah, I think it was on the Aussie New Zealand. And
Okay.
you had some, not sure if that was it, maybe it was higher. There was some type of formation you had above it. It may have been the Swiss, the pound Swiss, the first one you showed.
Okay, hold on, let me try and get that.
I'm just curious as to what that was, the first chart you showed. No, I can't find it now.
Right, I think it was CAD Swiss, so.
Oh no, there it is. What's that?
That's a CAD Swiss, Canadian dollar, or Swiss franc.
Yeah, but I'm talking about above in the center of the chart. It looks like you have some type of pattern up there. You know what I'm talking? You know where I'm pointing? I can't put my cursor there for you to know. It's
right,
in the middle of the chart on the upper end. Red
here?
lines. Yeah, that stuff. What is
Oh,
it?
that stuff is just MetaTrader being crazy. Some lines just left over. See, that's the thing with technical traders. We can always find a pattern with anything.
Okay, now they're saying that they can't see your chart. How about now, guys? Can you see it now? It's okay now. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I thought it was some type of crazy harmonic pattern or something.
Something just got left over.
It looked like an Etch-a-Sketch. So, yeah. Okay. So why don't you walk us through your process and certain things that you look at? I mean, you have no indicators. So you trade naked. You're mainly trading price action, completely price action. Right. Are candles important to you?
Well, candlesticks on its own are not important, but what I'm looking for is just the patterns to form. So I mean, I could change it to bar chart, and I could still be trading the way I do, because I'm looking to trade with the trend line. So for example, on this one, right now I don't see much of a pattern, but I could say, okay, here's a little trend going on here. So the next pullback is probably going to happen in this zone. So when it happens in this zone, you could probably look to buy that dip into that trend line. And then usually what I do when it pulls back is let's say I get in, I let that candle close, and then I'll probably put a stop loss a couple pips under that, and then I'll target either the prior high or the brand new fresh highs. So usually the reward to risk happens to be 2 to 1, 3 to 1, sometimes bigger. For example, the Euro trade. So you can already see my executions marked on the chart here. This is where I sold short and covered all the way down. So in this one, I was looking at a break of this support I mean, it's not really head and shoulders, but you can see it's been acting as support. And when it finally broke it and retested and then failed at that trend line, I sold this a couple lots, and then when it fell down, into, I would say, this support area, 3-bar drop, I just got out of it.
What do you do with it now?
Right now, I'm kind of neutral on it because I mean it could reverse down because it's so oversold into the support zones, but at the same time it could have further downside as well because you see here, this was our real trend, right? Held it once, held it twice, held it 3 times, and look what happens here. It tried to actually hold it, right? Came down, tried to bounce, but then it finally failed. So this is more of a a failure pattern. There is some support around here, but there's a possibility that we might want to test at least this prior support and the pivot line around 1.08.
108 is going to be critical for that case.
Yeah, 108 is definitely going to be critical because once that's gone, then there's nothing until 107s.
Okay, so let me ask you this: why do you trade stocks in the morning and FX in the afternoon?
Well, FX I like to trade on the hourly 4-hour chart, so I'm not that active. I'll probably take 6-7 trades a week, right? 5 to 7 trades a week I will take based on the 1-hour 4-hour chart, and then I'm a set it and forget it type of trader on Forex. So I'll get in, I'll put my stop loss, I'll put my target, and then I let it ride. And end of the week I'm happy because some stops out, some work, but the winners are always 2 to 3 times the losers, so you end up making money every time. Stocks I trade in the morning because there's just so much potential. Market moves are pretty good. You can literally make, let's say there's a stock with some fresh news, it's gapping up or whatever is going on. Stocks offer a lot of opportunity in the first hour to day trade, and that is where I actually specialize. Where take $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 right in the first 10-15 minutes, and then I just call it a day, and I open up my MetaTrader, find some setups for Forex, set it up, and pretty much leave. So
you trade U.S. stocks or the DAX?
U.S. stocks only. So, like for example, I mean today it hasn't been that great. I only took 1 trade, which didn't really produce. OCN had a long, popped up, didn't work. I got out, and right now I'm just chatting with you, not really trading. But U.S. stocks only, Nasdaq and NYSE stocks.
You do anything with commodities or commodity currencies?
I do, occasionally do gold and oil. That's about it. But I don't trade any other.
You have a view on those?
Yeah, gold. I've actually been short since a long time, but now it's looking like the trend might be. I mean, it's already went up quite a bit, but gold I'm just trading macro. So, for example, I mean, let me show you my other setup here. If I just minimize that. Oops. Share my screen.
Where do you trade from, Anmol? Where are you? In the UK?
Well, right now, yeah, right now I'm pretty much moving around. So I'm moving to New York in 5 to 7 days. I was in London for about 4 or 5 years, and now I'm going to move to New York in about a couple days.
Oh,
8th
wow.
of March. Yeah.
Well,
so.
Okay, you better hurry up before Trump gets elected.
Exactly. Exactly.
Huh? Well,
Exactly.
So tell me, what do you think about that rhetoric you hear from the guy?
Well, I mean, I think it's more for show. I don't think he really means anything. It's more like getting media attention. He's a PR genius, so that's probably about it. But at the same time, when he announced his election, I was actually pretty good. I was like, that's pretty nice. Finally, someone different, and something different is going to happen around. So I actually liked it when he initially came around, but then the stupidity just kind of got overboard with it. And now I'm thinking it might be like a.
Now you're hoping Hillary Clinton gets elected.
I actually hope no one gets elected, but
well, you
know
what?
Actually...
we're only one terrorist attack away from that happening.
Exactly. So you never know.
So But
all right. So the gold trade.
So macro, you're still bearish gold?
Not now, but
Okay.
what happened was right now. This is the ETF that tracks gold.
Yeah,
the
GLD.
Yeah. So this one's at 170. So I sold it short to 170, and I covered half into $100, which was the target. So covered half into 100, and I'm still holding a half position, which I have a stop loss lowered now right into right above these highs here.
Okay.
So if it breaks that high,
Yeah.
I'm gonna cover it, but it's gonna be one of my pretty big trades because I've been short this in 170, and now it might finally be breaking this trend line. So might have to flip
Yeah.
it long if it breaks that.
Okay. Interesting. View on crude?
Crude, still I would say guilty until proven innocent. I mean, look at that
Okay.
drop right now that just came on the U.S. So this is the ETF that tracks
Right.
the price of oil. I mean, I've been short this one as well since all the way when it broke support here, covered half into the drop, then re-short into this bear flag, covered into the drop, but then I didn't short here,
Right.
which is a mistake. But now I'm not long it, I'm not short it, but I would say this, that it's forming a sort of a rounding pattern, right?
Yeah.
So rounding down in here.
I'd like to see one more, or yeah, either a right shoulder or one more low. What
Yeah.
I like, I'm known for 3 drive formations.
Nice.
Like,
So yeah,
Mr.
exactly.
Three
So this is the trend line that it's holding up. So it needs to
Yeah.
really break that area for it to go higher. If not, it can easily reverse back down. I wouldn't be surprised if you make
Okay.
new lows on it.
So I understand from the way you talk, you trade your own account. What do you do for this company, LiveTraders.com?
Well, so live traders, we do a couple things. Number one, we teach people how to trade, right? And number two, we teach them the strategies, everything. And number three, people can watch us trade live. So all these trades that I'm taking in Forex, so I'll show you here. We have a live trading room, which is actually run by one of my other, one of my friends and the person who works for us. He runs the live trading room for Forex. So he day trades Forex like 5-10 trades a day, and he trades it live in front of everybody. So in this, and then I run this service, which is the Twitter service. So you can see here, I posted the AED entity trade that I was just talking about. So I posted here, taking profits half. Target was hit out while I was sleeping. So I mean, I give everything. Stop order here, stop loss here, target here, and it's set it and forget it. Like really passive. Aiming for 300 to 700 pips a month for this swing service, and then the day trading one is run by.
What's the monthly subscription fee?
It's only $97, which includes both the trading room and the Twitter account. That's as far as the Forex service is concerned. And then for those who are looking to trade stocks, in stocks I'm a bigger trader than Forex. So stocks I trade more heavily than I would Forex. Forex is more like passive for me, whereas day trading stocks is more active for me. So the stock service is 147, which has me and 2 other traders every day. We trade live, sharing our screens. Audio is always on while we're trading, so people can hear us and watch us while we're trading live. And if you see me lose $2,000, you get to see that live. If you see me making $5,000, you get to see that live. And I think that's the really great educational experience, because you more than the winners, you got to see me when I lose, right? To see how I handle psychologically.
Okay, and have you come to the place where you don't make any one trade too important? It's just another trade, win, lose, or draw?
Everything is now really systematic. So for both Forex and stocks, it's super systematic. I get in, I put my entry stop loss, and then that's it. And I'm usually buying the same lot size in each trade, right? So for me, it's all about making the pips, right? Stack those pips, and that's what it's all about.
So you're mainly day trading. You wouldn't have a more of a macro view on what's happening in indexes, would you?
Well, macro view I do, because I do macro trading as well. I run a fund with one of my colleagues. So we run a fund where we manage some people's money. So in that one, we do more macro style trading, aiming for 25-35% a year. So in that style, right now, as far as the markets are concerned, if you're talking about the indexes, take a look at the spiders, the S&P 500 ETF. I mean, right now, recently, it's been looking like it's trying to find a bottom, but I somehow am still not convinced. I think 2016 is going to be a bearish year. And we actually sent that out in the newsletter as a short, the S&P 500 right about here when it broke that area. Broke it, and since then it's never got above. And even now that it's popping, it could easily run up to 202 on the spiders and roll back over. So I'm still in the camp of, if you're a macro trader, sitting on hands is probably the place to be at this point in ham. So be in cash when the market maybe has another dip, you can invest your money if you have a macro view. But as far as buying the market or buying stocks right now, I would be a little bit cautious. And personally, I'm going to sit on the sidelines, wait till confirmation.
Okay, and what would give you confirmation that we might have one more new high left in the S&Ps?
Well, if
Based
it's
on the
about
spider.
one more new high, it needs to take out, on the Spiders ETF, it needs to take out 202.
So that's 2020 in the S&Ps.
Yeah. So it needs to
Okay,
take out that
yeah.
area if it's going to be macro bullish. And what happens is if you're trading macro, try not to get influenced by these 1 or 2 big green days, right? People see these big 1 or 2 up days, they see it on CNBC stock market rallies, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
and then they try and get in. And usually, that's pretty much the high. So if you're macro, don't watch it on a daily basis. Don't even look at the daily chart. Look at the weekly charts. Look at the monthly charts. And at this point, the weekly chart is actually not that bullish at all, because you can see here, this was a pretty nice trend, right? We broke that trend. We even rallied up, retested, and failed. And so now this could easily just be a lower high forming here. Market rallies into there, and then we roll over again, sort of like a pattern that sells off all the way back down here. So,
well, you know what? My philosophy is Mr. Market's a real mean guy, and that markets will shake out as many participants as possible before the move they're looking for happens, then most likely without them. And I think there's a shot for 2,200, so that would be 220. And all the bears will be gone. All the bulls that puked at 1,800 will think they have an all clear, and then maybe we have problems. So
exactly,
the market will do whatever it can so that, I'm sure there are a lot of stops above the highs in the S&Ps. The bears they're already beginning to capitulate. So
100%.
that's just a guess. It's a Noster Pinker call.
Right. No, I mean, that's 100% true, because when everybody's looking at the same thing, usually that's not the direction that things fall into.
So you were showing the guppy, and now you're showing the Euro yen. So you're looking for new lows in Euro yen here?
Yeah, probably now, because it had a little fake breakout above the trend line, and then
Right.
didn't close above it, and now it's back down. So this one's probably going to continue lower.
Yeah, that
but
would
one
be
thing,
a third drive down there.
Yeah, exactly. But and then I was looking at the Euro pound as well. It's coming into support. So for me, I'm really particular with the setups. I actually like just those simple trend line setups. So for example, the one we were just looking at, I think it was the Aussie USD. Nope. Let's see. Anyway, I'm mainly looking for trend line rejections, trend line bounces, because those, like for example this one, right? This one I missed right now, but the pound Japanese, right? So here you can see how it broke this trend line.
Yeah.
So it made a higher low right above the trend line, and then it finally broke out here. So that would be one of my signals to go long. I would go long there, place my stop loss right here, right? Place my stop loss right under these lows.
Right? You missed it.
Yeah, this one I missed. So I would put my stop
trades
loss
every day. How about you, buddy?
every single day. And I think it's not possible, because if you're not missing trades, you're not scanning hard enough.
Yeah, good point. That's a pearl. And I say to people, get used to it. You're going to miss trades every day. The good news is there's always another trade.
Exactly. I mean, there's always another trade. Like, I'd rather, not be in a trade, wishing I was in, than being in a trade wishing I was out. So you got to have your criteria. And the only thing I can tell retail traders who are trading from home, trying to get started, is to just make a strategy. Like, trade 1 or 2 or 3 patterns and get really good at them, rather than one day you're looking at someone teaching you harmonics, one day you're looking at someone teaching you price action, one day someone's teaching you some indicator, and you're just bouncing from one place to another. To find one thing. Everything works in trading. That's the biggest realization I had. In trading, every single thing works. You just got to make it work. You got to have a strategy for that, and you got to do the same thing over and over. So I trade pretty much the same stuff. Trend line breaks, retest of the trend lines, rejection of the trend lines. I play those every time. Risk reward is always 3-to-1 or 2-to-1.
What do you tell people about leverage?
Leverage is good if you know how to use it. I use a ton of leverage, right? So even my stocks trading account, because we have a little hedge fund where we actually give people our money to trade in terms of in place of profit split. So some new trader
like
might
a
come
prop
in.
trader, prop
Yeah,
trader. Yeah.
exactly, something like that. So what we do is we give people, let's say, $75,000, $100,000, $500,000, and we take 30%, 20% of the profits. So leverage is good if you know how to use it. So leverage is bad if you have no strategy. You're just jumping in, and your goal is to become a millionaire overnight. Then it's not a good strategy. You're gonna lose it all. So use it responsibly. Like never, like you can use leverage to trade, but never risk that amount, if that makes sense. So you might only intend to lose $100 in a trade, but you might use a ton of leverage, right?
Okay. So how old are you now? How old are you?
I am 24.
Okay, so you've been at it for about what, 5 years?
I've been at it for about 5 to 6 years.
Okay.
2010 is when I started trading right in college, and I
Okay.
think that was probably the best decision I made, because the first year didn't make any money, and now that I started young, it gave me a lot of freedom, right? I didn't have too many expenses, didn't have anybody, any children or wife or anybody to take care of. So first year I could really survive without making any money, and second year is when things started to really kick off and really scale big time.
Okay, so I would say I've interviewed a couple hundred people in the live analysis room over the last few years. You have a lot of trading maturity for having done this for 5 years. So
Yeah, I mean,
very
market definitely
refreshing.
does that too. Market definitely does that too.
Yeah. So congratulations on having a successful journey. I mean, sounds like you're everywhere. You have a signal service. You're managing money. You're doing it all. You're going to New York. You're living the dream. Congratulations to you, Anmol. And
Thank you.
Mr. Unique Singh, and wish you success throughout 2016. And the best way for people to follow you is on Twitter at Delta90, spelled out. And you work for www.livetraders.com.
Yeah, thanks. And LiveTraders.com is actually a company that I founded and started last year. So,
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
well,
so
pleasure meeting you.
same here. Thanks for having me, and I wish you all the best for your trading as well.
All right. Thank you, Anmol. Good hunting. You're now Dale Pinkert's trading warrior brother. Congratulations on being young and successful at the same time.
Thank you, and I wish you all the best.
All right, buddy.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, everybody. So that was Anmol. We have another webinar behind me, so I'm going to do a quick wrap up here. Looks like crude is starting to come off here. I don't know if you guys could see my charts. Couldn't quite get up to the third drive. I'd love to see another break here. EG and Mall showed it at support too, but still breaking the 77. Now we're at these targets at the 77 level. Is it being driven by pound strength or euro weakness? Because when I looked at Anmol's chart, it looked like we're trying to grind something out, so it must be pound strength, which is something that I forecasted, looking for a move up towards 141, 142, almost there. I want to thank everyone for their contributions today. Had a lot of great screenshots today from everybody. From Midas, it was great to have Midas. He's inspirational to you? Good. Thank you, Midas. Dion, Cyric, thank you for your looks. Chris, BW, Carlos, thank you for your looks. Ali, Sinatra, Ibby, Ricardo, thank you, buddy. The Grays, Adinda, FX John, Jay, thanks for the charts. Mark, thanks for the charts. Doug, thanks for the charts. Mervin, Kareem, welcome to LAR. Alien, thank you. Jason, Timbo, good day. Mauricio, Horace, Tosin, Numbers, Akeem, Matt, Richard Perry, Abel, Jake, SW, Roland, Forex Pipper, Gary, Nadeem, welcome to LAR. Don and FX Praise. So remember, everyone, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. Be back with you tomorrow, and then we have the all-important NFP that will be opening up early on Friday. Thank you, Larians. Thank you, Larians. So Amal says use more leverage. Use max leverage when you trade the markets. Turn $100 into 10K. If you lose max leverage and you swing for the fences, there's a shot your money will go away. Go away, go away, go away. Adios, my trading warrior brothers and sisters. Thank you for another great session. And I'll see everyone tomorrow. Thank you, Sarek. Thank you, Dion Numbers, Midas, Adinda, BW, Jay, all my friends. I love you guys. Stick around for Midas, stick around for the next session. And I'll see everyone tomorrow. Inshallah, shalom, l'chaim. Money comes and goes. Time is gone forever. Make it count. Thanks for spending some of your most precious currency with me here in our live analysis room. See everyone tomorrow.